Well, look at you. You look like new birds hatched in a little nest there. Tell me, how did it all originate? Rachel, you want to introduce everybody and how did it all come about?
Sure. My name is Rachel. This is Jim, John, Eric. Um, I don't know. I mean, I had some weird life stuff going on, and I had gotten out of the hospital, and I texted Eric, and I was because we had known each other previously, and had always been asking me to jam in his basement. I never took him up on it, and I
No.
was like, this is the time, this is the opportunity. And he had mentioned that he was kind of had a punk outfit going without a singer. And that's how we all met, basically, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
How great it is to just so refreshing to hear. I'm so glad. First of all, how did you like the elevator?
Oh, so cool.
It's
Good.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so nice to have you come in and keep this genre alive. Have you always been attracted to it?
Myself personally, yes. Pretty much always.
Yeah.
I think all the Reagan era punk rock really stood out growing up. So it was nothing but Black Flag t-shirts and things of that nature, mostly.
How is it as far as acceptance? Again, I go right back to, I played the Sex Pistols an import album. Everybody's playing disco.
Yeah.
I'm playing an import album. How acceptable is it today?
My mom still hates it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like I think it's more accepted than it's ever been, but yeah, it's still like I don't think my dad would ever really like be into what we're doing.
Right. Like my parents are proud of me, but they're not, you know, regular punk rock listeners, if you will.
I mean, I think, well, I mean, we're at about probably like the fifth wave of punk rock, just about, but with that, it definitely keeps growing. And not only that, but in hindsight, people look at things like the B-52s and Devo and realize like how punk rock that really was, where at the time it was just people, I don't think people really had anything they could really, a genre they could place them in necessarily, because it's just such a variety of things, old sounds mixed with new ideas.
How did Blood Moon come about? You said you were going through some life-changing moments. How did that come about?
Yeah. I think I really just wanted to stand up for myself more and stand up kind of as cliche as it may sound, like for causes and other people that I believe in as well. That song is about menstruation and about how menstrual products aren't available to the people that need them. Um, and I just think it's such a taboo issue that nobody really wants to talk about because it's kind of been made to be, I don't know, just not polite public conversation, but that's kind of what punk rock is all about. And kind of to get people start thinking about these issues in kind of like a fun yet aggressive way.
I know it's always asked, but I love the name,
Thank
the
you.
group. How'd that come about?
Mooch Globe. Yeah, so we were going through a bunch of different names, kind of trying to figure out what we were gonna do. And you know those like mosaic or like
Gazing balls.
yeah, the garden globes. A lawn ornament. My uncle called them mooch globes growing up. And I thought that's what they were called until I Googled it and nothing came up. And I was like, gosh, I started thinking about it more and more. And I talked to the guys about it. And I was like, what do you guys think about, because it can also be interpreted as like we're kind of, in a way, mooching and raping the earth as well.
It also wasn't taken.
And it also wasn't taken, you Google it, we're the first thing that comes up.
You remember it too.
Yeah,
No,
this is true. Well, and then it's also free marketing because people have started seeing like garden globes or
Yeah.
whatever, and they're like mooch globe, mooch globe. So it works.
Michigan's getting a resurgence again of music. Tell me about that. And you got a big buzz going on in Australia. How does that feel?
Right. So, yeah, I mean, I think that post-COVID, everybody was just chomping at the bit to get out and to see shows and be part of the music scene. And when everybody was quarantined and so separate from each other, I think we kind of lost that community sense. Um, but it gave a lot of people time to be creative. And now, I mean, Grand Rapids, especially, you know, this is where we play most of our music, is just blowing up with all different types of bands. The punk scene has gotten huge in Australia. So Emil and the Sniffers, like the Chats, I could go on, but they are really kind of holding the reins of, you know, what's hot. And it's cool to kind of, you know, see bands like the Chats are coming to the intersection and stuff. And again, like what you're saying about it being more widely accepted or sought after.
Well, we'd love to have you back, and
Thank
please
you.
tell others about us, and,
Certainly.
and good luck with everything. It was really, really great listening.
Thanks for having.
Thank you very much.
me.